Yeah, you in the mix, man. You in the mix. Sports mix. Yeah, you in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the sports mix with Kenny. News and knowledge. A lot of dope techniques make kids become scholars. You need to tune in. A lot of hot topics. When it comes to sports, Kenny sound like a prophet. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. Plus he keep you up on all the hottest trends. Plus you never know who he has as a guest. So grab a cold one, man, and just tune in. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. You rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty.
I like that end, that bass at the end. I like that. I need to just get that running. What up, y'all? It's the Sports Mix. Big Kenny checking in.
Yeah.
Got my dog with me, Dino.
House.
What's good, brother?
Hey, coming off a win is all good.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. You see Lamar was out there talking about, he threw a touchdown and like he shot a jump shot on him. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, he did. Profiling.
Hey, let him know. Let him know.
Up in the stands. What was that? Was that the 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Joe Burrow couldn't have played a better game.
Oh man.
And
trouble against us.
Oh man. What did he throw for 4? He threw for 4 something?
Yeah, he was definitely over 400 yards.
400.
Yeah.
And poor God damn, what's the receiver name?
I don't know, Jamar Chase.
He went for over 2.
Yeah, he was like 264. Damn, they had 300. He be cooking us all the time too.
Yeah. But them, I mean, what them numbers mean when you're losing?
Nothing.
They got the sting. Well, that plane ride home had to hurt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, real. If you had seen the stats of Joe Burrows and seen the stats of Jamar Chase,
mm-hmm.
you would have automatically thought they won.
Yeah.
Because he had 3 touchdowns himself. Chase did.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The outcome is what we look for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know people be sick, man, when the Ravens don't when the Ravens win a game. You got some folks, man, that they kind of lose it.
Mm-hmm.
They lose, they stuff a little bit, man. This ain't what we wanted. But they got that dub, and prime time is Thursday night.
Right.
The whole league is watching, everybody watching. And I mean, what more can we say about Lamar Jackson? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's funny to me when I still see people with the comments talking about he can't throw and he can't play from behind and all the little stuff that you can tell these people are not watching the games. They just like trolling. They want to troll and say all this kind of nonsense about Lamar, all of the stereotypical things that they say about him from the beginning.
Yeah,
and we 6 years in. Dude got 2 MVPs, 2 league MVPs.
Right.
I mean, he done everything except for win the big one. So now the knock is, well, he can't win the big one. And I say to that, you can't win it until you win it. And as long as you got games left to play, you got opportunity to win it. So he ain't retired yet. His career is not over yet.
Still in his 20s.
Still in his 20s, man. Young guy. got a lot of football ahead of him. I mean, I'm one to believe, eventually he'll get it done. The Ravens will get it done. Let me not put it all on his shoulders, but we know how it go.
Yeah.
We know how it go.
And I mean, really, if things had kind of went a little different, we could be sitting here talking about a 3-time Super Bowl winner. If you look at them in 2019 and the squad they had and the way things were looking, and then you look at them last year, maybe if things have just went a little bit different, we could be possibly talking about a 1-time or 2-time Super Bowl winner. And so, I mean, that's an excellent question. What more can they say about this man? I mean, right now, he is the number one quarterback as far as quarterback rating goes. He has a 123.2 quarterback rating, which is first, and it is the highest quarterback rating in history after what they played 10 games. And the NFL record is like 121 or something held by Aaron Rodgers. So he's ahead of the NFL record. Y'all can't hear helicopters flying around for you folks who are tuning in. We are in Baltimore. I am in Baltimore. So,
beware.
Right. So
be careful.
Right.
Be careful.
So you already understand why helicopters.
Yeah, already know.
Right.
Already know.
That quarterback rating, he's number one in the league. Not only is he number one in quarterback rating, he's number one in TD passes. He's tied with Joe Burrows and Mayfield with 24 touchdown passes. He's number two. Well, let me stick with the number ones first. He's number one as far as yards rushing for a quarterback. And he's number two in passing yards. He's 3 yards behind Joe Burrow and passing yards. So, I mean, this dude, man, is killing it. He is absolutely killing it, man, from that quarterback position to where, when he first signed that contract, I heard him make a statement saying he wanted to pass for 6,000 yards. Everybody laughed. Lamar said, man, look, this dude is killing it, man.
Well, it give those folks less material to talk about, because I don't really watch a lot of the morning shows and stuff like that.
Either.
I run into the clips here and there, but they, it's funny, right? From one week to the next, when they went on the 5-game winning streak, it was he in line to get that next MVP. He grade set the record for this. He grade break the record for that, and then they lose to Cleveland, and the world is on fire. What's wrong with Lamar? What's wrong with the Ravens? I said, man, I watch them week to week, and I don't get too high or low, with the wins and losses, because I know the grind, and I've been a Raven fan for a minute now, so I understand how the seasons play out, and a lot of times people tend to forget the grind, what it took to get you to whatever point, that you end at. And, we got a lot of love in this town for Joe Flacco based off that Super Bowl run. But like somebody said last week, had you watched the season, Joe wasn't, and remember, Joe was a free agent. He bet on himself. That was a big story that whole season. And what would the outcome have that been had he not went on the playoff and Super Bowl run that he went on?
He'd have lost that bet.
and you think he'd have ended up somewhere else?
Probably so. Because I mean, things was looking really. I mean, so that was what 2012. He 2012.
Did that. Yep.
I'm not sure what would have happened with him, but I know that year he wasn't playing well.
Mm-mm.
And you take that 4 or 5 game run that he made, that playoff run, you take that out of the equation, man. He's a subpar quarterback, particularly that year. So
Yeah, for sure that year.
yeah,
That year for sure. And again, see, I ain't one that just beat him down, because Joe was solid.
yeah,
Joe was solid as a quarterback for the Ravens. But again, people tend to forget what happened prior to the run. So like now, I got a saying, I said I should copyright it or trademark this shit. Excuse my language. But people like to see the end of the story before they read the book. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you got people in August predicting what the record gonna be. You going down the schedule and you picking wins and losses based off what? You know what I'm saying? Based off what? You can't go by what happened last year. This is this year. You know what I'm saying? And I've been consistent with every year. I need to see at least 4 games. The first 4 games is kind of my benchmark of how I feel like the team will or won't do. What they will or won't do. And I mean, I think I'm pretty. I wouldn't bet no money listening to stuff I say. So don't do that. But I think I've been pretty accurate with my assessments. I think yeah, I feel like Ravens be pretty much playoff contenders year in and year out. You know, uh, and that's been the pretty much the MO of the team really over the last 20 years or so. They had some down periods,
yeah.
like most teams do, but for the most part,
More up than down.
up and down, yeah, they definitely they always contend. For years, we had the luxury of having Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Suggs, and then you can plug and play all the rest of them guys, but we had them 3.
Yeah.
And you had other guys shuffling in and out over them years, and we was always top 5 defense. So we knew if we could score, and I'm not talking about the Super Bowl year because we ain't talking about give me 10 and it's a ball game. We ain't talking about that.
Yeah.
But man, if the Ravens could score 17 to 25, they was going to win a lot of games with the defense we had back then.
Absolutely.
Now the table have turned, and we got this kid Lamar, La Magic, La Magic, and man, this dude, man, is we able to run it up, we able to put some points on the board, something that in this town we never had offensive output like this consistently. You know what I'm saying? You might have had a game here and there where they ran it up, and that was rare for a team. And a lot of times the defense was scoring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
To have the offense to be able to put points up on the board like we do, to see to be able to watch Lamar Jackson week in and week out, with some of the things he do, he got a playground element to him where he can turn something that's nothing and turn it into something spectacular for real. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to watch that week in and week out, I think, man, we've been spoiled. We've been spoiled here in this town, man, with some of the players that we've been able to get. And Lamar think about it, Lamar was a controversial pick. He wasn't applauded when they picked him. You had people that they traded back into the first round for what? For who? And nobody was predicting. I didn't even predict this. I didn't predict the output that we get. I thought that he could be a good quarterback. I didn't know how good he could be. I thought he could be a good quarterback, but what we have got, man, this is I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm not going to do a whole lot of complaining. because I know it's gonna come to an end at some point. You know what I mean? So I want to enjoy this thing as much as I possibly can, and I want to see this young fella. I believe he got a Super Bowl run in him. He just haven't been able to put it together just yet. He haven't been able to put that thing together just yet. But I feel like he got a Super Bowl run in him. I feel like, he probably got another couple MVPs in him. The way that he's playing, and I got my popcorn every Sunday, and I'm watching to see what he's going to do next. So we, big win over Cincinnati last week. Just dug them even deeper into the grave. And Cincinnati is not. They're the Bengals. That's all I can say to that. They are the Bengals, and they're going to do Bengal-like things at times when they shouldn't. And that's all I'm going to say on that. You go ahead and wrap that up.
Yeah, man. And I mean, the Bengals, I mean, they don't really strike no kind of real fear in your heart when you know that the Ravens are going to play them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they definitely don't bring the vibe like the Steelers would bring.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. It's just something about those Bengals that you always kind of feel like the Ravens are going to come out on top. And despite what Burrows did, despite what Jamar Chase did, I mean, they still, came out on top. But I think this thing with Lamar Jackson, man, I still don't know if folks understand. Be a Chief. I don't know. I don't know if people understand what we are experiencing with this dude Lamar Jackson, man. I just think the fans don't understand what we have before us.
Yeah.
This guy has been doing, I mean, he's a 2-time MVP. I mean, and I mean, when you look at the ones who've won 3, I mean, you talking about Jim Brown, you talking about Tom Brady, I think Peyton Manning in that bunch. I mean, so 3-time winners are the cream of the crop. History of the. I think John Unitas might even be in that bunch. I'm not sure, but this man, we don't really. I don't know if people understand what's happening. And and even on that draft, when he went he was the 32nd pick in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But he go missing during the playoffs though. Michael Jordan was missing during the playoffs. Early in his career, he wasn't winning nothing, but Jordan was putting people in the seats. Everybody loved his play. He was winning some MVPs, and he didn't start winning championships until what, 28 or something like that when they beat
he about 7 years in.
Yeah, he's about 7 years in. So let's talk about Lamar not doing this at the playoffs and this and that. He's still coming though. Lamar's coming, and then you do have to take into consideration that dude down there in Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. We are talking about an all-time great there. So and to lose to that dude, man, ain't no shame to that. But Lamar went last in that first round, and the Ravens picked Hayden Hurst.
Yeah.
2 picks in that round, and they picked Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst. Where he at? Is he with Cincinnati still?
He was with them. I think he moved
with them last year.
Might be over there with San Diego.
Yeah, all the other Ravens over there too.
Yeah, they all a bunch of them over there with
the Ravens West over there.
Yeah. The year. So but yeah, man, I mean, we beat the Cincinnati Bengals. It was a great game. Lamar Jackson was mad again. We didn't get the the dominate performance by Derrick Henry. So, Lamar was stepping it up offensively, throwing the ball. Tyler Wallace had a big game. Nice catch down that sideline and went 80 plus yards. I think they said that was the longest pass play by Lamar.
Yeah.
Career.
Yep.
So Tyler Wallace was there. I mean, what can you say, man? Lamar was just doing his thing, man. He was just doing his thing, and great win. If you're looking at the other side of things, I was a little worried when Kyle Hamilton went down on his own. That was a scary moment. So I think we might have, got past that. They're saying the injury is not that serious, sprained ankle.
Mm-hmm.
But still totally worrying about the kicking game. Justin Tucker, man, missing that extra points and all kinds of stuff going on with that guy, man. Okay, Glennie. Okay.
The Hall of Famer in the building.
Yeah, man. When the Hall of Famers speak, you gotta listen, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you gotta listen, man.
I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust. I mean, of course, that's going to be the mantra.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. But I mean, man, if he was on his last legs, yeah. I say yeah, but no, I don't think it's Super Bowl or bust.
And I mean, I'm thinking if he's in the playoffs this year and he's playing against a Kansas City or Steelers, and he played really well and they lose based on his defense or something, I don't think folks gonna be hard on him, but that's the thing, you get it, like you said, you had a lot of people hating on Lamar, and now they struggling for justification for their hate, so they clinging tightly to this playoff thing, to this Super Bowl or bust thing. They clinging tight to it, but he's still a young quarterback, man. He's still in his 20s, and he's got time.
The answer is yes, Fats. They are Super Bowl bound. I'm gonna say that every year.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna say that every year. I'm a Ravens fan, but I'm realistic too. They got to get over the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC.
Yeah,
point blank.
Don't forget they undefeated this year.
Chiefs and the Lions. I mean, I
ain't worried about the Lions. I mean, I have.
That's how I look right now. If we was to take everything into account right now, the playoffs started today. Those are your favorites.
Right.
But remember, we gotta get through November and December. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened, and we gotta remember that the Chiefs have got 3 Super Bowls. So I'll take that. Dan Campbell is a great coach. He definitely turned the tables in Detroit. But they are the Lions. You know what I'm saying? They are one of the teams that in the NFL history that's never been to the Super Bowl. Ever. And they've been in existence since what? The beginning of the damn league. The Lions been around since the 50s, 40s, right?
Yeah, they one of the older franchises in football. Yeah. Been around.
Have they ever even won an NFL championship?
No.
Yeah. So then we got that.
Yeah.
We got that. So sometimes, whatever that thing is that sit over these cities, Cleveland, Dallas. No, let me not do that to the Cowboys.
Right.
Let me not do that to the Cowboys. Their problem is that guy that write the checks. That Jerry Jones, he's the big issue out there in Dallas.
He's a problem.
Yeah, he got to go, but he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere. He think he's important. He think he is the fixer, like that guy that just won the election last week. He think he the answer to all the problems.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Trump supporters that watch the show.
Yeah. Donald Trump is the 40. What is he? The 47th president. He's going to be the 47th president of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, him. That guy.
you know, and you mentioned something a little earlier about, you know, when the Ravens lose and everybody go wild and go crazy and everything. And, you know, I want to, you know, say, you know, we know we talked about this a little bit last year about how the human being is the most emotional creature on the face of the earth. So, you know, just like Ravens fans lose it when there's a loss, I would like all the Kamala Harris people to just calm down, you know, get it together.
Yeah.
You know, and first thing first is acceptance.
Oh yeah.
You have to accept the fact that your person didn't win and that Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. Acceptance. And then recognize that he had the gig before and the country did not implode. It didn't implode.
Yeah.
We made it through.
Yeah, we made it through.
We made it through. So I don't want folks to be thinking that this is the end of the world and all that kind of stuff. That's overreacting. That's overreacting. So, you know, that's all I want to say about that. We are emotional creatures for sure.
Yeah, lean on your faith. Let me take it there.
Yeah.
Lean on that faith y'all talk about. Some of y'all, they be talking about it and be worrying about stuff all at the same time. Make that make sense. But I ain't here to preach.
No.
I ain't here to preach.
That's another episode.
Yeah, another episode. You know, earlier time. This was prime time here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, we wrapped that Ravens, you know, Cincinnati. So we got a big one Sunday.
Oh yeah.
We got a big one Sunday, and you know, the Steelers are already, as Coach Thompson would say, fattening frogs for snakes. You know, with Coach Tomlin, you know, with the Mr. Jackson comments, and you know, when they trying to compare Lamar or the young fella down in DC to Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Slow down now.
Slow down.
You know, don't. We talking about Mr. Jackson now. You know,
multiple MVP winner.
Yeah, you know, we know what that's all about.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I just saw a comment from T.J. Watt. You know, like, you know, we feel like we can keep him in the pocket. Don't let him use his leg. You know, don't let him get outside that pocket. And I mean, they got a winning record against him. You know, since 2020, they Ravens like 1-9 against Steelers or something like that.
Yeah, I know we ain't been doing well against him. I think Lamar, he haven't done that well against the Steelers either.
No, but it's showtime. You know, the game is going to be played whether we win it or not.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know how them division games go. Is throw the records out the door.
Throw it out the door.
You know, because these games get personal. You know, and you know it's in Pittsburgh, so you know they tend to bring all the old Steelers back when the Ravens come to town. You know, they gonna have everybody out on the field with the towels, and you know it's gonna be an electric atmosphere. It's gonna be a good game, man. But the Ravens gotta come with it. You know, they gotta come with it, man.
You know, for me, you know, the game is next Sunday. And anytime the Steelers and the Ravens are ready to play, I mean, I hate to say this, but we already down 3-0 or 4-0. Mike Tomlin is a better coach than John Harbaugh. Mike Tomlin gets the best out of his team, out of his players. The Steelers always seem to be able to prepare for a game. They always seem to be able to pull out a lot of these close games. And I put that on Tomlin, man. You know, Tomlin was catching some criticism earlier this year when he pulled the other quarterback.
Yeah.
After going 4-2, they were like, he crazy. I mean, It was ex-Steelers complaining, Roethlisberger, and folks like that, man, complaining why he gonna pull his guy. But I was 100% with him. I would have went Russell Wilson too. Russell Wilson's game is I mean, it has much more to it than the other guy game. So I think he made the right decision. You know, again, the Steelers, I think when it comes, I'm looking at some stats, when it comes to yards per game, the Steelers defense is 8th in the league. They got the top number 8 defense when it comes to giving up yards per game. So at number 8, just to note that Kansas City Chiefs are number 4. So these are a couple of teams that we need to worry about. I don't know where your Ravens at, man. Where they at? God damn, I gotta keep scrolling down to find the Ravens. Wow. Well, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams under the Ravens.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, you know, obviously the Ravens need to tighten up on the defense. You know, that's been one of the themes on the Sports Mix. Every episode that we've done, we talk about that Ravens defense and what they need. I was seeing online that some folks were talking about, you know, shifting 21 to safety.
The safety.
The safety, you know, and had Wiggins and 44 Humphreys, you know, playing those corners. You know, there's guys like Marlette and the guy they brought in from the Rams coming in, and you know, so that was a thought, but Harbaugh tossed that out, saying no, he's gonna play corner. But I've looked at Marcus Williams, and he is not right, man. He don't even physically, he's not moving right. He's not all speed. It looked like the way he was running, man, it looked like he had some kind of groin injury or something. That's one of the biggest surprises on the Ravens this year is the in that play of Marcus Williams. The man was a ball hawk.
Yeah.
And what the hell happened? I mean, I know he had the arm injury, but shoulder injury. But what happened to this guy, man?
Yeah, and that's really the Achilles heel. They're back in. I mean, we're not really getting a lot of pass rush either.
No,
you know, and they're not blitzing an awful lot. You know, they kind of, you know, depending on the front four and having everybody else cover, and they still getting lit up a little bit.
Yeah,
and we look vulnerable in the middle.
Always open.
The middle of the field is not, you know, again, and you know, we were spoiled. You know, we were spoiled, man. We had 52 in that middle for so many years, and you just took for granted, man. Nothing came through that middle without getting touched. You know, and you come through there, and you're gonna think about coming through there a second and third time. You know, we don't have that. We don't have that fear no more. Okay. Coming to the stage, the Hall of Famer. The Hall of Famers in the building. Glenny, what's up, bro?
Hey. Well, what y'all talking about tonight? Come on now.
Man, we touching on Ravens Steelers right now. Ravens Steelers game coming up this week.
Somebody said, Glenny, somebody said, boy, that big event is like coming up, boy.
Man, it's crazy, man. Just the
nervous
fanfare. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The lights.
You got your speech together?
Nah, I got to come off the dome.
Come off the dome. I feel you.
Oh, hey, I only got one thing to do, man. The only thing I got to do is thank my mother. That's who I'm dedicating it to. After that, whatever said is said.
But just make sure you have something, man, to catch them tears, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm gonna cry like a baby.
Yeah.
I ain't say that. I'm gonna cry like a baby.
Yes, sir.
Just have something to keep patting them eyes, man. That's all. Make sure you do that.
I'm gonna do it. Trust me.
But look, Lenny, look, man. But see, the crying. Now you was on the show before talking about, yeah, I would be crying, y'all. You know, I'm be crying like a woman and blah blah.
Yeah.
And crying is your heart's way of speaking. It's your heart speaking, man. And because this is big.
Yeah,
it is, man.
And it's big. And when you talk about it, you don't just talk about yourself. You talk about Northwood and Northern and all the coaches and different things who help you along the way. That crying, bro, is your heart speaking. So you ain't gonna be able to stop that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And really, my high school coach gonna be there. My BNBL Project Survival coach gonna be there. People like that, man, who cared for us when we were younger. And it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great.
No, that's good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
Yeah, from me to you, once again, brother, congratulations.
Hey, by the way, let me say this too, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, if y'all can make, I know your schedule is busy, but on Saturday, I'm having a private party up at Urban Crab Shack.
Okay.
On Saturday night at 8:00 after the South Carolina Morgan State game, which is a big game because we got to win out to win the conference. So after that game, the Hall of Famers, we're gonna meet at Urban Crab Shack this Saturday, 8 p.m.
Bet. That's right up the street too.
Yep.
Right up the street. You know what else happened Saturday night?
What's that?
Mike Tyson.
Oh, after that, that's what I'm going to see. I'm going to see that too. No, that's Friday, right? Was that Friday or Saturday?
Friday or Saturday?
That's Friday.
Let me make sure.
Friday.
I thought it was Saturday.
Oh, I would like to hear what I want to hear what y'all got to say about that.
You know
who will win that fight, man?
It's just hard to say. Because Mike Tyson is 58 years old.
I got Tyson losing, man. I'm just gonna be straight.
Really? Me too. Me too. My family giving me the business, but I said that young boy if that young boy get through the first, second round, it's over.
It's over, man. There's only one way that Tyson can win if he catches this boy.
So it is Friday, November 15th.
So who you say, Kenny? Who you say, Kenny?
My heart gonna say Mike. But man, I can't get beyond the fact this dude 58. And I know he's a seasoned professional world champion boxer. And what you want about Jake Paul, he's a young bull, man.
Yeah.
And he's very strategic in the people that he's fighting.
Yeah.
He haven't put himself in danger yet. He hadn't jumped in the ring with somebody that they're gonna wipe the floor with him yet. So he's real strategic, and he running his bag up. He making money. He gonna get a bag off of it. So he gonna win either way. Win, lose, or draw, he gonna win. But yeah, I agree, man. And then, so I guess the rounds are only 2-minute rounds.
Oh, they are. Okay.
They're not full 3-minute rounds. It's only 8 rounds. It's not a 12-round fight. So it just depends, man. I would love to see Mike beat this guy just because I would just love to see Mike win. I'm just a huge Mike Tyson fan. He was my Ali.
Yeah.
I was a little too young to really appreciate the greatness of Ali.
Yeah.
And when Larry Holmes had his run, I was a young kid. I was kind of learning about the sport, but didn't really appreciate him. Appreciate Larry Holmes either. And then when I came into that teenage years when, Jordan, Mike Tyson, and all of these big things, man, it was like, man, Mike Tyson ain't gonna never lose. I'm still devastated about the Buster Douglas fight.
He's still getting over that.
I can listen. I didn't see the fight, right? I didn't see the fight live.
What you mean you ain't see the fight?
It was Buster Douglas. You know what I mean? That wasn't one that everybody was like, get there and watch that. I was me and my girlfriend at the time was out. We was out hanging out. I remember we pulled up in front of my house, and my father, and I don't even remember who he was talking to, but him and one of his friends was standing on the porch. They talking, and I'm walking up there. They talking about the knockout. And I said, Mike knocked him out. And they just looking at me like, nah, no, he knocked Mike out.
Rock your world.
The whole rest of the night is a blur. I couldn't tell you what happened the rest of the night. I don't even remember my girlfriend leaving.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so, I've been rocking with Mike since the beginning. I like, we know what he's been through, all of the ups and downs he had, the challenges and things like that. To see him make a comeback the way he did, with, getting his life back on track, when he did the one-man show a few years ago.
Which was nice.
That was awesome. That was
nice,
man.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of his podcast, watching him talk with other guys and really just seeing him in his element.
Mm-hmm.
Just laid back talking. And Mike is super intelligent. A lot of people won't give him credit for his knowledge because he's not somebody just come off the cuff saying stuff. Mike be studying stuff.
He's a reader. He's an avid reader.
He reads and he studies, man. He speaks with knowledge. But just to see him come back from his lowest and to hear him talk about, going through life addicted to cocaine and just being hopeless and helpless, not really believing somebody from where he was from was supposed to have anything, and to see him turn that around and then to see him with, like you said, like Dean just said, man, them emotions. Mike will break down crying on you in a blink, and he letting it go, man. So
he's really the champion now. For all you just said, he's a true champion. He endured all that.
Yep. The winner in life.
Yep.
And you think about people that go through just a quarter of the things he went through, and it'll ruin him. It'll ruin them, man. And everybody just don't have that fight in them, just to keep going. Some people, and I work with people like that every day. So I hear these stories, man. I hear people giving up on themselves and just wanting to just, man, I'd rather just be like this.
Yeah.
But, they can't see the good in themselves because they've been convinced that I'm the worst of me. The worst of what I've been, that's as good as it's going to get for me. And it's tough sometimes sitting on the other side of that chair to listen to people kind of give up on themselves like that. I tell them, man, listen, you may look at me in a way like I made it or I'm here, but man, I'm struggling too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm struggling too, man.
People perceive that wrong, and I mean, you think about Tyson. We know how much money he was making, attention he was getting. We know the excitement he brought to the sport. I mean, I heard his handler say, at a Mike Tyson fight, he said he had four girlfriends coming to the fight, and they had to put each one in a separate quadrant in the fight. I mean, in one quadrant he had Naomi Campbell. In the other quadrant, he had Suzette Charles. I think she might have been runner-up.
Vanessa Williams.
Yeah. And then you had, what's the one he married?
Robin Givens.
Robin Givens in one. And then they mentioned somebody in the other one. I mean, here's this man, on top of the world with a female in each quadrant, making all that money. And, then he wound up going to jail for some rape charge. I mean, so the guy has been making all that money. It's been a crazy career for Tyson, man. And, when I used to see him as a young boxer, I thought he was very arrogant, and typically people who are kind of arrogant like that, I figured they would have a pretty heavy fall. At some point, and that Buster Douglas was one of those things that happened to him. But man, listening to him talk right now, man, I love listening to Mike Tyson and to hear his thinking on certain things and just how cerebral the guy is.
Yeah,
absolutely. Everybody that's tuned in, make sure y'all hitting that like button and subscribe. Share the video out with your friend. go to the YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, show me some love, hit me some hearts, some likes, some comments. Get engaged. We here. Sports Mix. Got the fellas. Mike Tyson is on the table right now. So I'm glad you said something, Glenny, because I'd have been looking for the fight Saturday.
Friday. So I was going to run over my mother's. I'm gonna watch it after the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna either go to my mom's or I may go up to Urban Crab Shack that night as well. But I want to see it.
Yeah, I definitely
ain't much. It's not much going on in the fighting world anyway. Ain't nothing going on.
And let's talk about that. With boxing. I mean, so we all men of a certain age. So we grew up in a time where, it seemed like it was a good fight. At least every month, you had somebody getting it in every month. The big names wasn't ducking each other. Wasn't nobody worrying about getting a 0 on their record and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They wasn't worried about getting paid or the big bag because they was going to get the money anyway. Yep. Let's get it on. What's y'all thoughts, man, on just the state of boxing? And can it get back to what we consider the golden era?
Well, I'm spoiled, man. You name what you didn't see. Those things I did see. I saw the alley, even Larry Holmes. He was incredible. And then Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes.
You talking about that broke your heart when he knocked Mike out. It broke my heart when Sugar Ray lost. That just crushed my world as a young boy.
Yeah.
He just appeared to be unbeatable. But let's compare it. You're talking about 15 rounds back in those days. And they fought all the seconds and minutes of each round. No breaks. No breaks. I'm spoiled, man. And what I see today, and they trying to replace it, if you guys could tell, with the UFC. I'm not really a UFC fan. I don't like that. I like the skill of boxing. And it's just not the same for me. We used to meet over my dad's house. And I used to even have my neighborhood guys or the football guys and watch that 24-inch, 32-inch TV on the thing, and that was good enough for us.
Yep.
And I enjoyed that boxing.
Yep. Now, just as a sports fan, I've been a sports fan all my life. So, like, I remember watching, Friday night fights on NBC. I for some reason I remember watching Larry Holmes and Ernie Shavers on one of them Friday nights. And I don't know if it was live or was recorded. I just remember watching it, and I don't know how Larry survived that thing, man.
Yeah, woo!
Because Ernie Shavers was a monster, man.
Hey, Dean, I don't know if he did survive it. The way he walking around talking today, I'm not sure he did survive it.
Man, I gotta reach out to Cheese. Cheese had Larry Holmes on his podcast a few years ago.
Yeah. Really?
Cheese actually been up to his house.
Yeah. Wow.
Cheese actually had been up to Larry Holmes' crib, man. Did an interview with him at his house, man. I forgot how they linked up, what the connection was. But yeah, I was the one time he had him on when he had like a podcast joint. He had him on the phone. I was on the phone. We just didn't have the equipment where we could all talk to him at the same time. But that was one of the one of the highlights of since I've been doing this kind of stuff, man. To have the champ on, at least I got to hear him talk.
Did you guys see when Larry Holmes beat up Ali? That was sad.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was horrible, man.
I remember that. Yeah.
And really, man, from that point on, Larry Holmes could not win, as far as public opinion goes, but that beating up the legendary Ali and just beat him to a pulp. And that point, I watched that. My father took me down to the Civic Center to see it on closed circuit TV.
Wow.
So I went down there, I watched that, and man, it was just because Ali was so important to me, man. As a kid, man, so important, you know, in the ring, out the ring, and Ali did so many legendary things, man, with going against Vietnam and you know, all the things that he was doing with the Nation of Islam and his connection to Malcolm and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when Holmes beat the man, like, man, I was destroyed, man. I was destroyed. Holmes couldn't win, and I think that impacted Holmes's whole career, you know, throughout, where people really didn't accept him, and he could never really receive the greatness that he should have received, because that dude was thorough, man. Holmes, man, was a beast, man.
Yeah, that jab, man, that jab.
And that probably the greatest jab in the history of boxing, Larry Holmes' jab. I mean, that thing was stinging. And but what happened in the Ali fight, man, you know, and then, you know, they say Ali, when Holmes was fighting Tyson, Ali got in Tyson's ear and said, you know, whip his ass.
So how much credibility, let me ask you guys, do y'all even count that in history? What George Foreman did in his later career, do you even qualify that as greatness? What do you look at? How do you look at that? Because we talk about older guys when they're older fighting, getting beat up. He wasn't getting beat up. He was beating folk up. Yeah. How do you credit him?
Yeah.
I think, man, for him at that time, he was in his 40s, early 40s, coming back.
In his 40s.
And you know, he didn't duck nobody. He fought all the guys. You know, I remember he fought Holyfield.
Yeah.
And and he was losing every round to Michael Moore. Michael Moore was punishing George Foreman, and George had enough to hang in there and take his one. All it take is one, man. And I remember watching it, and just, you know, you remember how beat up George's face was, man. And he got down and he prayed and he thanked God, man. And I did it.
Yeah,
I did it. You know, and that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt them grill cells either.
No,
sir. No, sir.
See what my father told me is that when Ali whipped Holmes over there in Zaire, you know, and
Foreman.
Whip Foreman over there in Zaire, and so he told me, he said, "Yeah, we've been waiting on this because when all the brothers, you know, John Carlos and Tommy Smith and all them boys in the 1968 Olympics was protesting and, you know, putting up the glove with the fist on it, and all the other track athletes, some of them guys, Lee Evans and these guys were wearing black socks and the Black Panther beret on their head, you know, and everybody had a little thing to do. And George Foreman, he won the gold medal, and he had a little American flag in his hand. And, you know, so the black population was against him. And that's when they started calling him Uncle George, you know, the reference to Uncle Tom. So what George Foreman was doing early in his career, you saw how angry he was as a boxer. And he was knocking people out, though. You know, Ali whipped him when they thought Ali life was in danger to fight this guy. You know? So that thing with George Foreman and the way my father explained it to me already had me at least with a little bit of knowledge about George and how the people was feeling about him. So his latter career, you know, I sort of kind of dropped some of that stuff and saw the guy in his 40s, and I was pulling for him. I was pulling for him to win. I was pulling for him to come back, you know. And then, you know, when it comes to the George Foreman grills and all the things, he had pants and clothes and all kinds of stuff, but he was a favorite and one of America for waving that flag during the 1968 Olympics.
Hey man, I apologize. I got a host next to my name. I didn't get that off, man.
Oh man, it's all good. We know you got a platform, brother. Hey, we all boosting each other up around here.
And go ahead, Glennie, and talk about your team. When is it? What is it? Just go ahead and put it out there.
What's that? The platform? Man, you know what? I'm not as I get on Kenny, and I'm not even close as consistent as he is.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, I'm inconsistent with it. I may do it once a month.
Yeah.
But you know, it's cool convos, cool conversations with testimonies, and I may be having one next week. I'm not sure. You know, they're going to have a semi-pro football team coming, and also y'all know that basketball is coming back to Baltimore as well. So you know, I've been hearing things and people calling me to get on the platform. So I'll let y'all know. I know Kenny will here every Tuesday, so I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, for sure.
What about who basketball? What's that all about? Coming back to Baltimore?
Yeah, I think it's like semi-pro. I think it's the Baltimore Lightning or something.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'll find out soon in the upcoming weeks. But it's coming back.
Boy, you gonna get Big Kenny start. You coming out of retirement, Kenny?
What? To do what? Yeah, I'll pass water out or something. That's all I got left in me.
We was just talking ancient George Foreman, so you never know.
Nah, ain't no comebacks over here.
But you know, we should have a pipeline here in Baltimore of basketball all the way up to the NBA, and unfortunately we don't. So I'll take anything to support that, where we can finally get a home base in Baltimore.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, because you know, I see, you know, you see some interesting conversations and some interesting dialogue as it relates to, you know, the Baltimore hierarchy. If you know, we always got to have a top 5 and the greatest to ever do it out the city and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always try to keep them kind of I try to keep those conversations to what my eyes saw.
Yeah.
You know, so like I never saw Skip Wise play.
Right.
So you know, but I heard about him. You know, I've heard enough about him to know that he was legit.
Yeah.
So I would never downplay anything that he did or didn't do, you know, because I didn't see it. You know, but what I did see, you know, I saw the Dunbar boys, you know, Reggie and the 2 Reggies, Muggs and them. I saw them.
Right.
You know, Dante Brights and all them. I seen them guys, you know, all the guys that came pretty much afterwards. And you know, it was just a in the Baltimore basketball group on Facebook, they had a who had a better career.
I was going to say, go ahead.
Out of Sam and Melo.
Yeah.
And I found the clip.
Yeah.
You know,
I reposted it.
Melo, when Sam was on Mark Jackson podcast, and Mark Jackson asked him, with all of the talent come out of Baltimore, who's the best? Who's the greatest player to come out of Baltimore? No question, Melo.
Yeah.
Without question, he said Melo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now he did preface that by saying,
that's right,
the greatest winner out of Baltimore City,
that's right,
is Sam Cassell.
Yeah. Say it loud. That's right.
You know, but again, man, I mean, you know, Melo, I mean, tough. Only thing Melo don't have on his resume is a ring, a world championship. He got a college championship.
Yeah.
And I always shout out to Melo for that because I won the pot that year.
Yeah.
You know, in the NCAA pool.
And, that was beautiful.
Them dudes laughed at me, man.
Yeah.
When I turned my pool and they were laughing at me. You picked Syracuse? Because you know, Kansas. I think everybody had Kansas that year.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came down the Final Four weekend, man, them dudes looking at me like, man, you got a shot.
Yeah. Led by a freshman.
And man, you know, that run that he went on.
Incredible.
You know, man, I mean, from a freshman, and I've been watching college basketball since the mid-'80s, early part of the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one for me for a freshman.
Are you going to take that over Reggie Williams?
But he had Big Pat.
Okay.
Big Pat was the guy. Reggie was, now you know Reggie's my guy.
Okay.
Reggie's my guy. But Pat was the they had Georgetown more of a team effort.
Reggie got MVP though, right?
Of the game.
Yeah,
he got MVP of the game, yeah. But Final Four, the MVP of the tournament was Pat.
But Melo put that team on his back.
Melo put him on his back.
Yeah.
Put them boys on his back. Said, let's go.
Yes,
and really, the best players on the team was freshmen and sophomores. They was young.
Yeah.
Him, Jerry McNamara, Hakeem Ward. Them dudes was freshmen and sophomores, man.
Got about King Ward. Yeah, he was on that.
Got it done. Got it done, man.
I want to be a little critical, man. I don't want to start no stuff on your show, because it's your show, But I got to say this, and I haven't said it publicly yet. Maybe I'll find it on, one day I'll dig deeper. But, and I thought you was going to go there when you were going to say it. Like, even in the basketball group, I think that group is incredible. I think it's incredible. It's informative. A lot of the challenges. The only issue I have, and maybe not just that group, but they always call the same superstars. Yeah. It's always either Nut, Dunbar greats. Yeah. They only name those guys. Yeah. I'm telling you, I got a problem with it.
Yeah.
Now, let me be clear. I went to Mervo. Mervo was not a basketball school. We probably couldn't touch Dunbar. Probably couldn't even touch Lake Clifton. But we had some players. But they're also, and I think Dean said it too, it's guys that, well, I think you said it, Kenny. It's guys we saw in the neighborhood with our own eyes that was nice.
Yes.
All of us in each neighborhood had that guy.
Yes.
And sometimes I think they need to be talked about as well in those neighborhoods, man. It wasn't just those guys that was killing it. It was other guys killing it too.
Very true.
And if you watch, now I don't know if it was on that interview with Mark Jackson, because Sam been on a couple podcasts lately. It might have been when he was on with Q Rich and the blackest one, Darius Miles. And he was talking about playing at Dunbar. And just like, he was like, man, you go to trials, you got 100-some people at tryouts. And then after the first day, you can cut that in half because dudes just couldn't get through the conditioning part of it.
Yeah.
But he's talking about, man, it was dudes that could go.
Beautiful.
But they just couldn't handle the conditioning part of it. You know what I'm saying? And really, not only the conditioning, but just the discipline. You know what I'm saying? We know dudes from the neighborhood that was graded. Well, it didn't matter what they did. They were just going to pick it up and be nice with it. Just didn't have the discipline. Couldn't take somebody, calling them out their name or whatever. You know how coaches are. And you got some people just can't handle that part of it. Or like you say, just the discipline of coming to practice every day, at 3:00, not 3:05, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the rules are. You got guys, like I said, it was guys that I know for sure was way better than I was.
Yeah.
And just never came out for the team or never could make it or for whatever reason. But it wasn't for lack of talent, for sure.
Let me tell you this. I remember being at Morgan my first couple of years, and we had 100 or more guys come in to try out. I know some of those guys were more talented to me, but just as you're alluding to now, they either didn't go to class, they weren't disciplined, they was always hurt.
Yep.
It takes a special skill, and I think that's what I appreciate Hall of Fame, because it means I stayed healthy. It means I endured. But I want to ask you two before I get out of here. Dean, in your neighborhood, and Kenny in your neighborhood, you ain't even got to go to the basketball court, just in the alley on the creek. Who was the guy in your neighborhood? Who the guy that you saw with your own eyes or played against was the guy? Can y'all just give me a name?
Yeah, I got one on the basketball court for sure that was in my age group. We pretty much grew up together. My guy Eric Smith, and anybody turn the station in my age range would know he was the guy.
Yeah,
he was that guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Church shoes. He get out. He went to Catholic school one year. He come out the transit bus with his church shoes, giving niggas the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any way you want it. You know what I'm saying? He was just that guy, man. And I tell him that when I see him, every time we sit there, we get to talking, we reminisce. I be telling him, I said, y'all still talk about you. People that never even heard of you, I talk about you because to me, he made the game so much easy for everybody else. Like he could do it all and was unselfish. Like, you know what I'm saying? He made me. I knew if I was playing with him, I knew I was gonna score at least 10. You know what I'm saying? Because he was gonna make sure he was gonna get it to you where all you had to do was boom. You had to do a whole lot with it. But he was that one for me.
Yeah. Glennie, I went to Maryville and I came out in 80. 80, right? So
Hold on. Can you gonna name a basketball player?
I'm gonna name somebody. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. Let me try. So just tell me yes or no real quick. Tell me yes or no. Are you talking? Is it Nate Jackson?
I seen Nate. Nate was tough.
Yeah, boy. Ooh. That's my guy.
Nate, man. Nate was something special, man. I watched that dude play all day long, man. That dude could play, man. And so I caught Nate. When I got there, I was at the football game.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the football game, and they had this dude named Lefty running the ball. I didn't even know his name or nothing, but he was running the ball. He was running like crazy. I was like, damn. And people saying, man, he is nice, man. He is nice. And then somebody in the stand said, wait till you see him on the basketball court.
Wow.
Oh, shit. Lefty ball too. So his name was Lefty McCoy. So I'm there. I'm in the 10th grade, and I'm in homeroom. And this dude walked over to me. His name was Monty Benjamin. He came over to me. He was like, he said, you play ball? I said, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I play, and I did go out. I did go out for the team. But when I walked in that gym, it was so many dudes there, man. I was like, and I was small, right? I was
packed. It was packed.
So okay. So the first game of the season start. I go to the gym. Now, this boy, Monty Benjamin, been in my homeroom. He's in some of my classes and everything. He asked me, did I play ball? I said, yeah. He said, I'm asking you that because you got Pumas on. Okay. So when I go to the first game, I'm sitting up in the stands, and varsity come out there. The 10th grade back then was, do they have 9th grade up at Maryville now?
Yeah, they didn't have it when you were there, though.
I had it when I was there.
It was my first year.
It was your
83. 83.
83. Okay, it was 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. So when I went to the gym and I saw Maryville come out start running layups, the same dude that asked me in the class was out there running layups with varsity. He never said anything about he played ball. Like, this dude is on varsity? And he ain't say nothing about it. And they running layups. And then when the game started, he started. I was like, man, that blew my mind. And Lefty was on the court with him. Lefty was leading the MSA in scoring after like half the season. He might have failed off or something because he would get into some trouble. But Lefty McCoy, man, that dude was a beast, man. I mean, he was fat. He was just an athlete, man. He about maybe 5'11" or something like that. He was averaging like 35 points a game.
So was Guy Goodwin on that team too?
Guy Goodwin was on that team. Guy was on that team, and Guy could jump out the gym. Guy was the track man.
Hall of Famer,
man. Guy Goodwin, man, Guy Goodwin's just like phenomenal, man. I mean, even in basketball, man, the boy could just jump so high, and he played football too, But man, that Lefty McCoy was a dude, man, that just kind of, blew my mind in basketball. He never was able to, keep it together and keep his grades together, so he couldn't continue to play. But that was one dude, man, who was really exceptional. And that Nate Jackson dude you talking about, man, good gosh, man.
God bless his soul, man.
Is he passed away?
Yeah, he passed away. Yeah.
That's right, man. That dude, and Lefty gone, man, bless his soul. He passed away, but man, Nate was tough too. Yeah.
Kenny, who did you pick for Sunday before I go, man? Whoa, wait a minute. I know you got the Ravens. Let me not be crazy. Who? But tell me, look, tell me what they're going to do to win, or what we're going to see on Sunday against the Steelers, Kenny.
You know, to beat the Steelers, they're going to have to put some points on the board. I don't have enough faith in the Ravens defense to say it can be a low scoring affair. They're going to have to put up 20. They're going to have to put up 28 or better to beat the Steelers.
Against the Steelers?
Against the Steelers, they're going to have to put up 28. And that's a tough task.
Russell Wilson MVP right now, ain't he?
Nah, no, sir.
And guys,
No, sir. But you know what? I like the move.
Yeah.
You know, just taking my fandom out of it. I mean, just from a love of sports.
Yeah.
You know, when you know, like Dean brought it up earlier, man, when the Steelers was 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they winning. They winning games. It wasn't pretty,
mm-hmm.
but you winning. Why make the change?
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you, man, that Mike Tomlin, he got the pulse of that team, man. He know exactly what they need and how to get them over that hump.
Yes.
You know, and they brought Russell Wilson in for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, because he's seasoned, he battle tested. You know, he was out there in Denver dealing with that mess out there for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
You know, and he brought him here to say, listen, we don't need you to throw for 300. You know, we don't need you to make the incredible play.
But he is now.
Make plays when you need to.
He just throwing it up there. Them receivers catching it.
Make plays when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the Steelers are solid. So I'm not, you know, I ain't gonna let my Ravens fandom just, you know, be running crazy. Oh, they gonna blow them. No. They got to come to play Sunday.
Okay.
And I think Dean said it earlier too, man. That the Steelers got the Ravens number lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, the fan in me will not allow me to pick the Steelers in any fashion, especially against the Ravens. But I mean, it's gonna be a good game. I feel like it's gonna be a good game, but we can't make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I think the first game last year that was up there, that's the game that me and Dean was texting. I went to the Orioles game that day.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left the house, the Ravens was winning.
Mm-hmm.
Because they started off like they run them out the gym.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Dean texting me as I'm driving down to the stadium and as I'm in line to get in there. And I was like, man, what happened? And then, you know, I'm around all these Oriole fans, so they had the game on across the street at Pickles. Mm-hmm. So we kind of hearing that this stuff is happening. And I said, man, this can't be. Mm-hmm. This can't be. But yeah, so I mean, they got to score some points this Sunday.
Like I mentioned, man, to me, the Steelers are coming into the game. The Steelers are already up 3-0 or 4-0 based on Mike Tomlin being the coach. Mm-hmm. I just think I give him 3 points advantage over Harbaugh as far as coaching going and getting his ready for games and the Steelers, man, their defense is tough this year. You know, we struggled with the Cleveland game when they kind of played a pretty decent defensive game. You can't expect Lamar Jackson to put 38 on the board every week. And if a team comes in, I got the Steelers up there with Kansas City and the Ravens as the elite teams in the AFC. You know, Buffalo maybe is slightly below, but I mean the Steelers, man, they playing in Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson is doing his thing. They picked up that boy Mike Williams.
Yeah, already.
If what's the other receiver who's tough? Pickens, man. I mean, like, you know, they look at Najee Harris as their Derrick Henry, big back. You know, it's going to be a very tough game. I just think that the Ravens defense going to have to show up some. You know, to limit what the Steelers do, and I just have a tough time going against the Ravens, though.
Okay, so aren't we gonna have to come on, y'all? And I know again, this is our guy for years. Don't we gotta do better with the kicking, man? What's going on? What's going on? It's getting ready to get cold. We're gonna need that kicking
man.
in these type of games, man.
Oh man.
You already said, Kenny, Dean, you already said they up 3-0 already.
They up 3-0 already.
We're gonna need a field goal or two.
We got to.
And you know what? It's hard. It's hard to see somebody like, to see him go where one time, man, you send him out there and you can count it, from 60. Count that.
Right.
That's money.
Right.
And remember the first year we had Lamar, when Lamar was the first 2019, and they going for it on 4th down, and you got people complaining, man, we got the best kicker in football. Why are we going for it?
Yeah.
Man. Now I'm like, why we ain't going for it?
What happened to Justin Tucker, man?
Oh man.
He old, right?
He's not even that old.
But why is this? I mean, he 30, 4?
He like 32, 33.
33, 30. I mean, but okay, if he getting old, what his accuracy though, man? Okay, maybe he can't kick it 66 yards no more, but I'm just thinking that he still should be good at 55 and below, but it ain't there.
Is that going to be our Achilles heel later on? Is it?
Oh man, you talking about?
I mean, you can't even really, man. If the Ravens need a 55-yard field goal, we don't even feel confident. And I know the Ravens don't feel confident that the guy can kick a 55-yard field goal, because if he missed, then the other team got the ball in great field position. I mean, that could literally kill the Ravens Super Bowl hopes.
But he Hall of Famer. You got to go with him. You got to go with him. We're probably live or die with him. We probably gonna have to. I'm about to cut off. My power about to cut off. I ain't pay the bill.
On the Steelers though, man. Let's just take on the Steelers game.
Man, Ravens always come through in these type of games, but I think the Ravens gonna pull through, because they always come through in these type of games. It's those sorry teams that they can't play well. These big games, they're gonna win. I think they're gonna come through, and I think defense gonna play better. Get your calendar out. He went out.
He just went out.
Gone. I'm gonna tell him, get your calendar out. Put it back on the schedule for next Tuesday.
Right.
We need you back next Tuesday.
Well, we got his prediction in before he rolled out.
Yeah. But that's like the $1 million question now. Yeah. With Tucker, man, is he reliable?
Unreal, man.
And especially in a clutch situation.
Yeah.
So you imagine, you got the game, you down 2 points, 1 point. You just need a field goal to win. You drive down the field and you get in field goal range. And what at one time was an automatic for him is no more. You know what I'm saying? You, like you said, you just don't know what's gonna happen when he go out there.
Unbelievable. And I'm really, really puzzled and disappointed that Tucker and the staff hasn't been able to correct his inaccuracy. Mm-hmm. I mean, with film, and the holder there and the practice, I don't understand how they can't correct it. I mean, the man missed the extra point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how I don't even understand how he can be so off for the last going on 3 years, and they haven't been able to really fix this, man, with all the film and the practices and stuff, man. I just can't. I don't know, man. I just don't understand it. He's a big puzzle to me, just like Marcus Williams is. Mm-hmm. That guy used to be a ball hawk, and now he can't cover anything. So yeah, Tucker is he's becoming a liability, man.
Yeah, and again, man, for as reliable as he's been throughout, it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch, and I'm, I just get that feeling, man. Now when he go out there to kick, I'm like, man, shoot, it's a possibility he could miss this thing.
Yeah, I think I Oh, it might have been 2 weeks ago. I said, man, I get nervous when he kick extra points. And then turn around, miss an extra point.
Yeah, he missed one. But
So,
you know, I don't know, man. It's one of them things with sports. You know, we can see people play at a certain level consistently, and then just like overnight, it's over.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I don't.
true.
It's just one of them things, man, about sports.
That's true.
You know, but and
Yeah.
again, man, we've been so spoiled. Landon, what's up, brother? Tucker's problem is too many Roll Farm commercials. Probably got a Turner's chick. Here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
He probably got
Oh boy. Oh boy. This dude, boy, he stayed hitting you with the little shots to the ribs, man.
He stay wound up, don't he?
Always hitting you with the little shots to the ribs. Got you up against the ropes. Bop, bop, bop.
What is it with you and all these Mervo guys, man? What's
Oh
going
man. Now you want to send some peace and blessings. Ain't that something?
After he done killed you with a body,
Yeah.
killed you with a body blow.
You hit me with the body blow. Now you want to send peace and blessings. My brothers. Ain't that something? It's my God, though. It's my God. Yeah, you know, I don't know what it is about the Mervo
That
family, man. I don't know, man. Y'all must have wanted me to come up there or something. I don't know.
Right, you probably been a Mustang, man.
Yeah, maybe I should have.
Yeah.
You know, things might have turned out a little different for me. You know, Chandler Ray. Oh man, another one. What's up, homie?
Yeah.
Oh, man, right there. Turner Station in the building. You know what I mean?
Building, yeah.
Saunders.
That's right.
Don't be coming for us, man. Coming for us. Yeah, but yeah, that was you know, hey, Glenny got me thinking, man, because you know basketball season is coming.
Yeah.
I watched some games here and there. I ain't really locked in yet.
Yeah.
I watched a little college basketball over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Caught a little bit of the Kansas North Carolina game.
I caught some of that
The other day. That was a pretty good game. I caught some highlights of the kid from Duke. I haven't seen the game yet. Cooper. I think they playing tonight, if I ain't mistaken.
Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I think it was something going on tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched Maryland.
I ain't have a chance.
Watched Maryland at Maryville. Took Cherry Hill, but no Turners.
Yeah. Lake Clifton would have took me. Hey. Yeah, so got some good basketball coming.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch a little more college ball this year than I have, just kind of interested to see what's coming, the next wave of players.
Yeah, I stay on top of the Maryland Terps, man, and I was thrilled, man. They talk about the boy Cooper Flag down there with I think it was IMG down there in Florida, top high school program. Mm-hmm. The team was loaded, man. They were ball players, and of course, Derek Queen was on that team. Maryland as a freshman, his first game, although the competition wasn't that strong, he had a 20-20 game. 20,
yeah.
So he was doing this thing in that game. So I think they got a pretty good team, and I've been a Terp fan for many, many years, man. So I'm excited about them. I ain't crazy about the coach, Willett, but I think they got some talent. He's got some pieces. I'm interested to see how he handled them. And I think they play Marquette coming up soon, and Marquette is ranked. Mm-hmm. So they should learn a lot about themselves when they play Marquette.
Marquette still got Chaplin Smart up there?
He's still up there, yeah.
He's still up there? Yeah, that's what's up.
That'd have been somebody that I would have been in favor of the Terps getting him as a coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, man. For sure. But
man, when Glennie was talking about the basketball and everything, and you were mentioning, not seeing Skip Wise play, and you saw pretty much everybody after that play. I did get a chance to catch Skip play, a game, and oh yeah, definitely, Landon. I agree with that 100%. I did get a chance to see Skip play, and the thing is, man, when it comes to, the greatness of Baltimore basketball, and it's deep, man. It is deep. High school basketball is really deep. Just to understand that day when Skip and Dunbar knocked off DeMatha, which is really the legendary game that they say put Baltimore basketball on the map. That day you had so many things going on. You had the Baltimore Bullets. They were still in Baltimore then. They had a game that day. And they played. I can't remember who they played, but Wes Unseld and the Pearl was gone, but they had Archie Clark, who was a gunner back then, and they played that same day. Then you had the Maryland Terrapins playing. They had Lenny Elmore and John Lucas and Tom McMillan, and they was top 10 ranked team in the nation then, playing at the same time. And then you had Morgan and Coppin. All this was happening on the same day. You had Morgan and Coppin going at it. Morgan had Marvin Webster, and Coppin had Joe Pace. Big game, man. And so the Baltimore basketball was at such a high level from the high school to colleges and the pros at that time. And then the team that outshined everybody else was the Dunbar Poets. It was legendary coach Kane.
Sugar Kane.
It was his last game as coach for Dunbar. And of course the DeMatha hadn't lost a game. I think they had a winning streak, like 60-something games that they had won, with Adrian Dantley. Kenny Carr was on the team. He would wind up being a first-round draft pick of the Lakers. Langlow, it was a guard, white boy guard, tough. Went to Virginia. I mean, they were stacked, man. They were stacked. Dunbar, DeMatha is one of the teams that gave Lou Alcindor and Power Memorial I think they might have lost one or two games, and it was DeMatha that beat them one time. So when they came to Baltimore to play Dunbar, man, this was a big deal. And Skip Wise turned the joint out, man. Skip turned it out. That second half, man, he wasn't missing nothing. Of course, they didn't have a 3-point line. I think Skip scored. I know he got 44. I think he might have scored 39 in that game. And just a great game. And it put Dunbar on the map. It put Baltimore basketball on the map. And just to know that all of that basketball was happening at that time, a high school game, to be the one that was the biggest deal of that day. And I didn't see that game, but my father went and he came home and told me about it. So shout out to Dunbar and that great team and Skip and what they did, man. Just incredible, man. Incredible.
Yeah, this a lot of history. Don't forget Larry Gibson as well.
Larry Gibson.
It's a lot of history, man. And this in this city.
Yeah.
In this city alone, it's a lot of history, man. And I gotta pull the right people together to talk about some of that. Some of the stuff that was going on, before my conscious level, what I mean, the 60s and 70s. People can talk about the Larry Gibsons and the Skip Wise and Ernie Grahams and the guys that was doing it at a high level at that time. And again, man, Ernie Graham is another one who, from, when I hear people talking about some of his exploits, I understood next to him, so I know he taller than me. So, you know what I'm saying? He's 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
Could handle that thing, they say, could shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Could pretty much do whatever he wanted on that court. Could boogie. You know what I'm saying? Could boogie, man. And when you hear people talking about the greats from the city, sometimes them names get kind of left behind based off how they ended or what they went through in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is unfair, because everybody's situation, everybody's story is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's story is different, man. But I definitely want to, have a forum, man. We talk about some of that history. Talk about some of that.
Yeah.
Some of them names. And like Lenny said, man, some of them names that nobody know about.
Oh.
That could do it.
That could ball.
That could flat out do it, man.
Yeah, could straight up ball, man. And speaking of Graham, he still hold the scoring record for Maryland basketball.
Yeah.
He dropped 44 in the game. That's still the scoring record for Maryland. Of course, it wasn't no 3-point shot back then when he did that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest shooting performances I'd ever seen. The way he was scoring, and he didn't even play that many minutes in the game.
Right.
It wasn't like he was on that court all the time. Lefty was pulling him. Lefty Drizel was pulling him out the game, and he sat on that bench for a long time. But one of the greatest shooting performances I ever seen in my life was Ernie Graham dropping that 44 that day, man. And he was a talent. I understand he was too hood for the NBA. He was like the last cut of the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was into some things that he talked about it. He into some things that kind of hurt him, and all of that. So, but definitely a talent, no question.
For sure. And then, like I say, the names, man, this is a whole laundry list of names.
Yeah.
That we could bring up of guys that didn't make it.
Right.
We all know the Muggs and the Regis and the Sams and all them names. We know them names.
Yeah.
But it's names that was just as tough as them guys that didn't get there.
Yeah.
A lot of didn't get it.
Just didn't make it, man. Just didn't make it.
So moving along, I know we ain't gonna be on here too much longer.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Prime.
Yeah.
They got another big dub on Saturday. So there's talks of them being in the playoff, the 12-team playoff, man.
Right.
He could play for the conference championship.
Exactly.
If they win the championship, they get an automatic bid to one of them 12 seats, man.
Yeah.
People was laughing at Dion last year. He's a bunch of hype and you know what I'm saying? Him and he just doing it for his sons and this, that, and the other, man. Again, what are they going to say now? And I don't care if they don't go to the playoff. They said, and I'm talking about the critics, the haters, based off what happened last year, that we ain't talking about that he turned that he had an improvement on the year before he got there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about that. So in 1 year, I guess he's supposed to win the national championship in some people's eyes. But he built in blocks. And again, when you look at a team, when you look at winning, right? The way I look at it is, in a situation like that where you trying to build something, so it's going to take some time. And we know with college, you only have a small window because the players aren't there but for a couple of years. And so you mean to tell me in year two, from a team that was 1-11 when he got there, and they basically gutted the whole team.
Yeah.
And basically started from scratch. And in year two, They already got 7 wins, 7-2. Well, for me, I think 2 more games left, 2 or 3 more games left.
Yeah.
They bowl eligible, which Deion said we want more than that, which I understand. But I mean, come on, man. Yeah, people had these people off for dead. They like, it's a clown show down there. Right. They're all about the YouTube likes, and remember the coach said, we don't play for likes.
That's what he said.
We don't play for likes on YouTube, man. We out here to win games.
Yeah.
I mean, people was taking shots.
And coaches didn't want to shake his hand.
Yeah, man. Now what?
And don't forget that 1-11 team lost them games by an average of 30 points.
Yeah, we ain't gonna let that slide.
Right.
We ain't gonna let that slide.
And then he doing it with, I saw this on the internet the other day with his son that play in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
So is making $1 million a year NIL. What's his name is third in football in NIL, Travis Hunter.
Mm.
And first is his son.
Shador.
Quarterback. I mean, he is doing it. Not to mention, they in commercials. Deion in commercials. His kids in the commercials with him. I mean, multiple commercials.
Getting it done.
Getting it done. And
getting it done, man.
And to be bowl eligible this year and have a shot to get into them playoffs is beyond what anybody predicted.
Yeah.
Well beyond it.
Yeah.
And it all falls right to the magic of Deion. He's a special dude, man.
So just know that if you turn into the Sports Mix, you are gonna get some Deion Sanders coverage. And we fans over here.
Yeah, no question.
We fans over here. So
question.
If you tune in for the hatred, you put it in the comments. I may or may not put it up on the screen.
Right.
Depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah. I got Deion up on Mount Rushmore, man, for football.
Oh yeah, he up there.
He up there, man.
He up there.
He impacted all 3 levels of the game: offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah. So I'm working on. We working with one screen. I haven't upgraded to 2 screens yet, so I got people watching me on Instagram, or were watching. I know Big Rodney Perez was over there, a couple other people, and I ain't get to shout them out. I don't know if they're still watching, but I appreciate everybody that's watching on Instagram. I know I got my Facebook and YouTube people checking in, and I appreciate everybody. But I once I upgrade my equipment a little bit, I'm gonna have 2 screens working, so I can tell who's watching at all times.
Oh yeah,
who's watching at all times. But we got Steelers week. It's big week in Baltimore. With that's probably the biggest rivalry we have. So this is the first of 2 games we have against them this year. I'm looking for a dub. I don't see it going the other way. But we'll be back next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, hopefully we talking about a win.
Right.
And if not, I'll be here as the voice of reason.
Yeah.
I might have to change my tag name there from Big Kenny to the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Some
like psychological work needs to be done with the fans, when following a loss. So tune in, you're upset for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Always gotta hit me with a shot. Hey, Landon, where you live at? Oh, you know what? I know where you live at. That's right. I know where you live at. You got a 60-inch screen over there? My brother.
Boy, that Landon is something else, man.
the old 5-finger discount. What you talking?
And the old 5
He's something, man. Yeah, but yeah, man, football season, we about the halfway point of the NFL season.
Yes.
The college season is winding down. Basketball is cranking up. So it's gonna be a lot to talk about when we got the Tyson fight this Friday. So
yeah,
we'll be talking about that next week.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people tuning in. Appreciate everybody for, spending a couple of your minutes with your boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Help me spread the word. The show is growing. We just, trying to make this the best of the best. The best of the best. I got, my guys in here with me. Everybody, got things going on. So I know everybody gonna be here every week. But I got a good team, man. Y'all check on the YouTube page. Check out some of them classic episodes for that. Check that first year out. Check some of them shows from the first year, man. We was getting it in that first year. That first year that we was every Friday then. We like Friday, that was our club. We wasn't going to the club, we were coming to the sports mix.
Sports mix was the club.
Man, we was getting it in. There was some classic stuff, man. Some classic debates, some classic back and forth.
Yeah, good stuff.
Some good topics, man. I remember the King Richard episode and the Colin Kaepernick one where we went in pretty good on that one. Talking about I remember we talked about the Rooney Rule. We dug into that pretty good.
Yeah. So
there's some good stuff over there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hit the YouTube page. You can see all the old content. And follow the Facebook page, and that's just a little more interactive. Facebook page, got an Instagram page, got a Twitter page. I might have to figure out how to get more interactive with that, just to draw more people in. But Facebook is kind of where I spend most of the time because the easiest one to log in and out of on a day-to-day, and the YouTube as well. Any parting words as we wrap it up?
No, I mean, well, I'll just say, we got a nice sports week coming up. Obviously, like you just mentioned, that Ravens Steelers game is huge, always is. It's extra huge this year. Looking forward to it, and tune in next week for the sports mix. We bringing it. So.
Well, this guy, boy, I tell you.
He got it from the state to turn the station's way.
I don't know if I should have put that. I don't know if I just put that on the screen.
Right, I know, man. They might come after him.
Yeah, they might come over there and inspect.
Right.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Great. Shut it down.
Yeah.
And get prepared for this big week in sports. Starting with Mike Tyson on Friday night. Glennie Moore going into the Hall of Fame Friday evening up at Morgan State.
Yeah.
So if you're able to make that, man, get on up there and support brother Glennie.
Yeah.
And when we have him back and we'll talk about that experience.
Yeah.
And all that meant to him and his family, man. So thank y'all for tuning in once again. We out. Peace.
Later.